We on?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, welcome back to segment, I guess part 2. Whatever part this is, I don't know by the time I chop it up. But one of the things I'd like to show here is I'm going to be adding some Super Thrive. This is something that I go by. The boys at the local shop here, they actually put it into these little bottles. You can buy it in a much larger bottle. But, you know, for a small size room, that's about all that I need. And literally, you only need a couple of drops. So what I'll do is I'll put a couple of drops into my water here. And that's because of the B1 really helps with seedlings and young clones in starting out. And then basically what we'll do is we got 50 peat pellets in here, or about 45 peat pellets, which are just going to allow it to soak up. There's going to be there's quite a few processes going on at one time. So right now, allowing these to soak up and then taking my clones later, I can do. When the next crop is going to be a sieve green, which will be done in a method like this. So once these clones are rooted and everything, they'll go into these, and these will go into the trays. You can see I got four or five trays here, and they'll come out with eight plants each. So you got 8, 16, 24, 36 plants, which is about what I can hold in my room when there's smaller plants. And their spacing in that isn't really a necessity when you're doing kind of donkey dicks. See a green type thing. Yeah, some of these nodes are definitely different. You can see how they heavily expand. These particular ones are different. I'm used to these ones that take forever to expand, and I'm sure many growers have used these Jiffy cubes. These are something new that are in. I can only assume that they're still peat moss, just wrapped in some other mesh. Somebody probably improvising, trying to make a cheaper version. Okay, so now we will get on to a couple things about the ballast itself. First off will be the cost. So here's the receipt from today. I'm just going to cover up the name of the place. Receipt today, you can see down here, $447 for some Jiffy cubes, for a light, for a ballast. Oh yeah, and some rooting solution. So, I mean, that's the kind of cost that I'm looking at in dealing with this. And we only did this not because we needed a light. And this is what's frustrating, is we didn't need a light. We didn't need a ballast. We needed, unfortunately, to come in line with the CD or with Health Canada's guidelines. We need to try and get a CSA ballast, just so that, for my own peace of mind, I do have a child in the home, and as well so that with Health Canada, because I've been kind of knocking on the door, as you can see lately. With me knocking on their door, I can expect them to come knocking on mine. So when that time comes, I plan to be ready for them. And there's a few things I'd like to point out. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen a bulb before, but when we take these bulbs out, well, one thing a lot of people don't know is it's really not good to touch your light bulb. You don't want fingerprints on here. The oils can actually cause the bulbs to, in some cases, implode. So you do your best not to touch them. If so, you can simply use a little isopropyl and wipe it off, and clean your bulb. So that's one thing to quickly look at. And this is a 600 watt, and this is what we call a super holics, I guess they call them. So I'm going to keep this out here. I'll show you here the name. This room obviously has to get set up. So you can see here we got a super. And what that is just basically a 600 super, super Hortilux. I'm told this is the best bulb that they got currently. And then we got our baby here. So what I'm going to do is actually get this here and get it off of fun finding new equipment. Oh, be patient. I know this can be a little boring watching me ramble sometimes, but I try my best to try and educate as many people as I can with what little I know. You know, I'm always learning myself. So we go on to the ballast here. So what costed me $300 when I had a perfectly